Good afternoon, I'm Kyla Pope, and welcome to another edition of On the Road with CU Comm, where we give you national, local, and political news in 5 minutes or less. For national news, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is lifting the state's mask mandate and allowing all businesses to open at 100% capacity starting March 10th. Abbott says too many Texans have been sidelined from employment opportunities and too many small business owners have struggled to pay their bills. It is now time to open Texas 100%. In other news, Johnson & Johnson CEO Alex Gorksky says a vaccine for children under 18 could be available by September. Gorksky says the FDA is already working with companies to establish clear regulatory guidelines so that appropriate data can be collected, and that Johnson & Johnson will start testing people ages 12 to 18 and it will go down from there. In honor of Women's History Month, here are some women making a difference around the globe. Dr. Ala Murabit, who advocates for equity in healthcare. Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, who fights for gender equality in public health. Gloria Aguilera, who calls for ending gender violence. Malala Yousafzai, who fights for education for girls. And Faith Mungwe Powell, who works to keep girls in school and out of early marriages. Now let's take it on the road to Jalen Langley, who will be reporting from Florida. Jalen?
Hi, I'm Jalen Langley. Let's get into it. State officials are asking for up to $244 million over the next 5 years to overhaul the unemployment system that failed millions of Floridians during the pandemic last year. The $1.9 trillion COVID relief package that is in front of the U.S. Senate would give Florida $16 billion in one-time aid, but Governor Ron DeSantis said on Monday that this is an unfair formula because it is tied to unemployment. Lastly, Amazon is opening new delivery stations in Cocoa and Melbourne, Florida. Locals can expect big changes when it comes to 2-hour delivery and 1-day shipping for some items sold.
Thanks, Jalen. Now let's take it on the road to Terrence Weeks, who will be reporting from Columbia. Terrence?
Thanks, Kyla. In local news for today, authorities need your help in finding a missing 14-year-old girl who they say disappeared from her residence this past Saturday. 14-year-old Kanisha Commander was last seen at her residence on Athena Court in Sumter on Saturday, February 27th. According to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office, she left the house that night and hasn't been seen since. Commander was also reported missing in a different incident in early February and was found safe then. If you've seen her or know her whereabouts, please call the Sumter County Sheriff's Office at 803-436-2000. Less than 2 weeks after it launched, applications have already closed for a program designed to help renters and mortgage payers with repayment. SC Stay, a program by SC Housing, began on February 18th. The $25 million in CARES Act funding is aimed at assisting renters and homeowners get back on their feet and up to date with payments. Chris Whiston with SC Housing says that the applicants already approved will exhaust the $25 million funding and that a week after applications open, they are now closed. Tamika Isaac Devine, chair of Columbia's Affordable Housing Task Force, states that the pandemic has exacerbated the need for affordable housing and that the task force is preparing to present council with their definition of affordable housing. Meanwhile, for those who missed out on submitting their application for the SC Stay program, the NAACP Navigators program is currently open. Governor Henry McMaster has officially lifted the event capacity restriction for the state of South Carolina starting on March 1st. Previously, venues would have to obtain a permit from the South Carolina Department of Commerce in order to host an event with over 250 people. Although Governor McMaster has lifted the restriction, he still recommends the venues limit capacity and continue to follow the social distancing guidelines. Local venues will continue to limit their events, even with the governor lifting the rule. For On the Road local news, I'm Terrence Weeks. Now back to you, Kyla.
Thanks, Terrence. And thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road with CU Comm. See you next time.